Hi guys, today I am showing you my foundation routine and I am starting off with my CoverGirl Outlast All Day foundation and using my Sigma Flat Kabuki F80 brush. And do not judge me, I barely have any left, but I was working with what I have. So I'm taking the wand and just kind of putting it all over my face. Also, if you hear any background noise or talking, there were some people over, so I do apologize. Also, if you watch, my nose ring does pop out like 5 billion different times throughout this video. Still can't seem to get that baby in, but I try my hardest to work around it. And just make sure you get that neck, and I even blend it out to my chest because I just try and make sure that I am all one shade. Using my damp Morphe sponge and pushing the product into the skin a little bit more because the brush just kind of puts it on top of the skin aside from pushing it into the skin, so that's what I'm doing here. I've also come to realize that I think I like the Morphe sponge and the Real Techniques orange sponge the best out of all of the beauty blenders / beauty sponges. Taking my Wet n Wild concealer and corrector, and I am putting it under my eyes in a triangle motion, on my forehead, chin, down the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, and smile lines. With this concealer, I would consider it more of on the medium coverage side, aside from full coverage, which is what I usually go for and what I usually like. But I did want to try their concealer because I definitely do like this brand. I also do always recommend, when using a beauty sponge, any type of beauty sponge, to use it damp. It just works the best and the application goes on better. It blends out more nicely. And I just wouldn't recommend using it dry because once again, it's kind of just like when you're using a brush. If you do it dry, it kind of just makes it sit on top of the skin, gives you that cake face look, and yeah, we don't want that. Using my Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Airbrush Foundation Powder, and I am applying it with a Real Techniques powder brush. Real Techniques has some of the most affordable and best brushes in my opinion. I have been using them for a very long time and they have never failed me. Taking a quick sip of my water because your girl needs to stay hydrated. I think we all do. And yeah, back to work. Now I'm picking up my Revolution Luxury Baking Powder in the shade Banana and using the setting brush from Real Techniques to apply that. And with that banana powder, I kind of just squeeze it into the cap and use it that way just so I don't make a mess because powder can get so messy, and it just kind of helps me distribute what I want on my face. Also applying that directly where I put my concealer to set my concealer, which is again under my eyes, my forehead, chin, bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, and smile lines. And you definitely don't have to put the setting powder on your smile lines. For me, that's where my foundation and powder tend to crease and kind of crack. So it helps when you put your setting powder right there, it just kind of helps fill in those lines. There I go with that nose ring again, man. I tell you, I'm gonna start counting. That's number 2. Going back with that Real Techniques powder brush and just going over my face. Using my trusty Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer in the shade Palm Beach Ready. Another thing is it does have gold, like little gold flecks in it, and it's not for everybody. Some people prefer the matte bronze look, but me, if I can get any type of glow, any type of shimmer, I'm gonna do it. And I'm taking my Eco Tools, I don't know if it's a bronzer brush because the labeling has kind of faded, but it is amazing. I think I've said this in my other video. It just kind of does work for you. And I'm placing that bronzer pretty much where I put my contour as well, which is on my cheekbones, I guess, up the temples of my forehead, the bridge of my nose, the sides of my nose. I literally do my whole entire nose, and I do the little swiping motion from side to side, from my nose to my cheek, from my nose to my cheek, to give me that sun-kissed tan, I guess. And then on my jawline, down my neck and my chest. I kind of go overboard with my bronzer, but it's only because I just want to make sure that I am one color, because I cannot stand if my face is tan or has some color to it and the rest of my body is white. It drives me crazy. Using my Morphe cheek palette, and I am picking up the shade Ego, and with my Real Techniques contour brush, I am placing that in the pan and putting it under my cheekbones, well, directly into my cheekbones, because I want to make sure I have that chiseled look, up the temples of my forehead. I put it directly on the sides of my forehead. I focus it more on the sides of my forehead than in the middle. I kind of graze the brush on the middle, but I just try and focus it on the sides to give it that shadow. And then I'm going to put it on the sides of my nose and my jawline. And again, this shade Ego does have that little bit of shimmer in it, and if you want that matte look, then girl, go for it. But for me personally, this is what I go for in my routine. That shade is still broken, and I am taking these 2 shades. I'm actually mixing 2, and I'm taking the shade Hot and Sexy, which is that broken shade, and I am applying that with, of course, my Real Techniques blush brush, and I'm placing it on my cheeks, the temples of my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, doing that side to side motion, and I even put it on my forehead and graze it over my chin. If I could dip myself in blush, you know I would do it. And with my blush, I try and keep it above where I put the contour and the bronzer. And that is only because where you put that contour, that's where your chisel starts. So you don't want to put it any lower, because then it's just going to kind of give you that clown and doll effect. Using my powder brush again and just going over my face once more to make sure nothing is too harsh. Grabbing my glow kit from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this glow kit is called That Glow. There's a bunch of different ones, and that's the name of this one, and I am picking up the shade Bubbly. I am also using a more precise, flatter brush to apply this, and I am putting it on the tops of my cheekbones, down the bridge of my nose, above my eyebrow, and my Cupid's bow. I also believe that this shade will work on most, if not every, skin tone. It's a very champagne-y golden color. It's not too light and not too dark. For me, it's perfect. This highlighter is also not too blinding. I mean, mind you, that highlight is definitely there, but it's a very good everyday type of highlighter. It's not like the Emrezi highlighter from Anastasia, where it's like bam in your face, that wet look, which is my favorite. And Emrezi, that's my girl, I love you. But for an everyday, this is what I usually go for. But I mean, if I'm feeling a little frisky, I will use my more blinding look on a day-to-day. So definitely not knocking anybody that uses those type of highlighters on a day-to-day, because girl, get it. I do it sometimes, so I'd be knocking myself. But for the purpose of this video and then kind of my foundation routine every day, this is what I'm going for. Taking my finger and dipping back into that shade Bubbly, I'm putting it under my eyebrows on the high points and putting it in my tear duct to kind of give me that more open-eyed effect. You already know what I'm doing here. I'm taking my powder brush, going over my face so everything just looks more melted into the skin and everything blends seamlessly. Just gonna run some gel through my eyebrows, put on some lashes, and do my lips real quick, and I'll be back. This is the final look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I did just want to real quick give a huge shout out to my friend Kate and Megan for surprising me with this new ring light. I mean, I have no words really. They showed up to my house, surprised me, and I walked out and they had this ring light, 2 palettes, cookies, wine, actually I think it was champagne, and a card, a beautiful card, just congratulating me for starting this YouTube channel and how proud they were of me. And I'm just so blessed, and I'm so thankful to have the friends that I do that support me and encourage me to do this, because like I said in my first video, this was very scary for me. I'm really trying to make this something big for myself, and I can't even express my gratitude for you two. Yeah, this quality I hope is 10 times better. It looks better just on camera. Here's for some really bomb and fire content. That's what I'm hoping to put out for you guys. And yeah, this is the final look, and I am so obsessed with it. I have been doing it for probably about a year now. I love the really glowy, just the glowiness. I love the glowiness. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it, as I said before. And let me know what you want to see from me next, because my next video, I do want to do a request video for something that you guys would want to see, and that would be helpful for you. Until next time, thank you so much for supporting me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Also, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Also, please give this video a thumbs up if you like these routine videos, because I will definitely try and put out more. Have a good one, guys.